Welcome back to another episode of Watch Therapy. Today we have the SSB479, and I got my best friend Nate. That's whose wrist you're looking at. Doesn't he have great tattoos?
How's it going?
So this is Nate. We're gonna kind of do a little co-review of this really nice watch here. And Nate, why don't you take the camera and just what are some of your thoughts about this watch?
Well, one of the things is I do like is I like the very low profile of it. It's not a very thick watch. It is a 30, I believe it's a 37 millimeter across. And that's a little small for my wrist, I think. It's a little smaller than I like. One of the things that I do like about it is that the indices just kind of pop in light. They just really kind of go off. There's a lot of lovely facets that are highly polished that really show off the quality of this watch. And as you can see, it's not a very high profile watch. It does have a very high Hardix crystal.
I like that
which
domed
is nice.
crystal
It's
right
domed,
there.
yeah, which is nice.
Yeah.
One of the things that I was just saying to Josh is that I love color, as you can see by my tattoos. And I maybe they do. I didn't see it, but I looked to see if they made one that was like a yellow or an orange or something like that, or a nice blue dial. And
Did you find one?
I did not.
Wow.
But
That's too bad.
it's a good watch. It retails for the suggested price is $425. I think that's a little high, but
It is for sale right now at the Tick Tock shop. Put a link in the description. You can probably find better deals online, used.
yeah,
right?
you probably could.
Like every other thing.
I don't know if I saw any used actually, but yeah.
Let's see about that chronograph. Does it work? Does it work? There it goes. It's a really slow movement. Look at it's just like eking around. I think it looks a little like a. I'm gonna give it a little like vintage Omega, like a speed timer. I think it's just got a vintage look to it. But the Omega speed timer, it kind of looks like that. Very low profile, like you said, kind of a thin case, which is amazing because it's got a chronograph movement in it, along with the quartz. It's got 3 subdials, and to make it that thin, I think it's amazing. What do you think of the bracelet? I think that's like an upgraded
It's a
bracelet.
lovely it is a lovely bracelet. I just don't usually wear bracelets. I have,
Rubber guy.
rubber bracelets or bands. When you talk about vintage, the thing that makes me think it was vintage is the crystal itself.
Yeah.
I remember a friend of mine, his dad had an old SEIKO and it had a crystal just like this. I totally remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're a little, an off-white color too. They don't look bright white, at least in person, and so I think that's where it seemed almost like it's aged a little, like a little patina on it. But
You're talking about the subdials?
yeah, the subdials.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So you've got the moving seconds hand. You got a 24-hour clock.
And an hour hand.
A 60-minute, 60-second,
And
and
24
24-hour
hour, yeah.
clock. I like it. The pushers too are not like giant. We tried on that other SEIKO that I reviewed recently, and the pushers are probably twice as big. And those pushers were pushing into my wrist. I didn't totally like that. And it was a lot thicker. It was an automatic, so that's why it was probably a lot thicker. But yeah. Yep, I really like that. And yeah, that dial or the bezel here, it's a non-moving bezel, but you can record speed, right? So it has a tachymeter scale. And everybody, maybe you know, maybe you don't, but if you wanted to know how fast a car was going over a mile, you would start the timer. Let's start this over. Reset. So you begin the mile in a car, and you wonder how fast that car would be going, or whatever, I don't know, airplane, something like that. So you let the time go, maybe you're at a half mile, right? You're at 3/4 of a mile. I'm trying to get it down to something realistic.
You're really hauling, dude.
You're hauling. And so, but right about, now, if I just stopped it, let's say right about there. So if you could do a mile in about 21 seconds, you would be averaging 140 miles an hour. Okay, and so if you let it go, right, and it took you up to 45 seconds, that's about 80 miles an hour. So in 45 seconds, approximately, well, not approximately, exactly, you could do 80 miles an hour. I like it too. We're on a day where the sun's kind of coming in and out of clouds, and so now it's like kind of changed a little. You know, just that color. I like it. Yeah, upgraded bracelet, beautiful dial, sub $500, brand new, polished center links. I think it's just a knockout. I think it's just another Seiko watch that I'd love to have. If I could have everyone I liked, I wouldn't have room for my clothes in my room. There's so many. Last thoughts, Nate? What do you think?
No, it is. It is a really quite a comfortable watch, being so low profile. It really does just kind of pop in the sun. It's lovely.
But you probably wouldn't recommend it for a wrist your size.
You know,
Something a little
it's all preference. I just like a little bigger watch.
True.
So, you know, just like I don't like bracelets, I like, you know, bands. It's all preference.
I think it is preference,
Yeah.
but for me, I wouldn't recommend it for anything bigger than Nate's wrist. And mine is almost 7 inches, and I'm guessing his is probably 7 1/4 ish. I haven't measured it, sorry, but I wouldn't recommend it for anything bigger than his wrist. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I really appreciate you spending a little bit of your most precious commodity, which is time.
Thanks for hosting me.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks, Nate. I loved it. Have a great day.